Being in a classroom is something we all love. Witnessing students' faces light up as bright as a star on the Franklin Mountains is as beautiful as it sounds. This academic year, the joy has been limited due to the pandemic. However, it doesn't mean the sky is void of stars. In fact, we've learned our classrooms are not just limited to four walls on an EPCC campus. We've had the pleasure and honor of being invited into our students' homes. Virtual learning has allowed us to connect with students on a whole new level, and it's our pleasure to share their wonderful talent and light with you.
Hi, my name is Sibyl Mogul, and I will be reading you my piece called When Susie Was Here. I sit down on a crimson chair that faces a bay window, where you can see the sunrise in the east. There is a bookshelf, stocked and overburdened, with covers that haven't been touched in years on my right. On my left is Susie's chair. It's small and has a yellow sun in the center smiling. We watch the mornings as my wife Helen brings in our morning peppermint tea. Today's forecast says clear skies, and that is something that always makes Susie smile. Dada, she calls me, her sweet high-pitched tone with so much energy that it seems as if she'd explode. As I turn around in my chair, I see her auburn hair catch the sun so that her left pigtail is fully illuminated in a reddish tone. Susie, I say. How did you sleep, darling? Good, Papa. She changes my name constantly. She scoots up on her chair, one leg at a time, and I pat her head as a good well done whenever she doesn't need my help. Helen walks through an arched doorway with her makeup on and a new navy suit that she just got last Sunday. You look good. Gorgeous, honey. I tell her in the most loving tone I can muster this early in the morning. The corners of her mouth widen as my compliment passes by her rose-colored ears.
As I got ready, I stood in front of the mirror. I usually don't like looking in the mirror. It makes me uncomfortable. I usually don't recognize myself. But today was different. Today was the first time I thought for a fraction of a second I was there. And thus I became infatuated. And of course, it wasn't a narcissistic kind of way. Again, I'm not very vain of a person. But I realized I had to know who I was. And all these questions came rolling through my head. Who was I? Who was the person staring back at me? Are we the same? I tried to answer these questions by approaching the mirror and touching it. My fingertips met the fingertips of the reflection. My questions were answered. This piece is called Mirror, and it is by Claire MacDonald.
The sun had been blocked due to the coming storm. The wind began to howl as bushes and shrubs were ripped from the ground. The lightning cracked like a whip in the sky, sending all the animals to their burrows. As the sky grew darker and darker, the wind began to roar, knocking down trees by the root. As the storm grew stronger, so did the lightning, shaking the ground with every strike. As the water begins to fall, it quickly fills the dry lakes and floods all nearby areas. Then, as the wind starts to calm, the sky turns a bright blue, causing all the birds to sing. The flower begins to bloom as rabbits come out to hop. The fish swim up the creek to lay their eggs. The foxes come out of their dens to play with their friends. The beavers begin to collect wood to build their homes. In life, there will be natural destruction. Life will rebuild after these events. However, if we continue to destroy the world in our unnatural ways, we will get to a point where the earth can no longer repair itself. My name is Emilio Fitzmaurice, and the title of this work was A Poem of Destruction and Life.
A young woman smells the white flowers as she waits in the park. She's been waiting for this day for a long time and everything's going perfect. Her boyfriend made her favorite breakfast, took their kids to school, and then went to her favorite coffee shop to get her favorite drink. She's relaxed and ready to speak with her father, who left when she was 13. They planned to meet at the park, and she got early. It used to be their favorite place when she was a little child, and it became their safe ground when everything were going down. She is the only child in a family where both parents had to work all day to provide an excellent and secure life for her. Her father made some wrong decisions when she was about 13 and had to move to another city when he got offered a job position that could benefit the whole family. And once he left, everything changed. He left a void in her life that could never be filled again. She is nervous, but ready to let all those days without a father become history. All those memories from her childhood are present while she smells the flowers. People come and go, the day keeps moving. Hours keep passing, and no signs of her father. The flowers are there for her, just as she is there for her kids. And the flowers remind her that she will never leave her kids, just as the flower will never leave the park for her. A young woman smells the white flowers while she waits in the park.
Hi, I'm Guadalupe Garcia, and this is my Spanglish. If I were to tell you that I speak Spanglish without a flaw, you definitely would believe me. My Spanglish talents can piece together words from English and Spanish at any moment, always completing sentences. My Spanglish art can maneuver me through any situation when I am in Mexico. Without it, I would probably be still stuck in Juarez. If I were to tell you that I mastered Spanglish, you would believe that I came from the old West Texas town of El Paso. Companies such as Atari and old El Paso have left, but still I stay here and master my art. If you ask me if I was proud of speaking Spanglish, I would tell you that it only comes out when truly needed. Usually, it is embarrassing. I would prefer to leave it like trees in the autumn, honestly. I will tell you that in my dreams, Spanglish doesn't exist, though. For some reason, I talk Spanish without a flaw. It's weird because I have the same brain in my living as in my dreams. My Spanglish.
My name is Thomas Drake, and I'll be reading A Superhero in King Arthur's Court. Okay, let's be clear on one thing. I am a superhero living in Camelot and working as a knight in King Arthur's court. I know that sounds incredibly ridiculous, so please refrain from laughing until after my story is finished. My name is Sir Goldenrod, and you better not smirk at my name. I had no choice in the matter. As a superhero, I am known across the land as Medieval Man. Now, before you start comparing me to some wacko at a Renaissance fair, I'll explain or have you guess how the hell I ended up in merry old Camelot. I love the Arthurian legends as much as the next Englishman, but come on, to be fair, I never actually believed in them. The only knights I had were a collection of toy knights and squires I bought on eBay last year. I never thought I'd actually become one, and what's worse, I don't have a suit of armor here. You'll never guess what the hell I'm wearing right now. My goddamn suit of armor is basically a silver spandex suit with the underwear on the outside, a utility belt, a golden cape, and the huge-ass letters MM on my muscular chest. Now, can you guess whether I fly or not? No, I don't fly. For Christ's sake, I ride a goddamn smelly golden horse. This horse is named Sir Shits-a-Lot, and believe me, he lives up to his name because I have to clean up after him since I have no damn squire. Apparently, King Arthur, the bastard I work for, is cutting back on squires, helping out his conceited knights on the round table. I call them conceited SOBs because not once have they acknowledged the heroics of medieval men, who does more crap around the round than they do.
Hi, my name is Carla Sosa, and I'm going to be reading my story called 7-Eleven. Sitting on my white padded couch, my eyes glued to my HP laptop on a Sunday night. My activity feed on Blackboard filled with many reading assignments fried my brain. My hanging eyelids and dark circles couldn't keep up. My head kept heavily nodding back and forth towards my keyboard. Homework drowned me. I had a tall stack of books lying on the coffee table. I grabbed the TV remote and powered it on to keep me company. It was already nightfall when I got up and put on my leather boots and coat to take a stroll for some dark coffee.
Hello everyone, my name is Kennedy Ochoa, and today I'm going to be reading a piece called Nothing Had Happened. If one were to see him on the streets, not a wrinkle in his clothing or a falter in his steps, they'd mistaken him of being in control. Control is a funny thing. We like to convince ourselves everything is in our hands, whisper useless lies in our ears to make us feel better. It's what he's going through, no doubt, because despite the slick hair and the blank expression that everyone else is following on the crowded street, his eyes are screaming in pain. They don't hold the light of hope he once had, nor does the smile lines on his face seem so prominent. Was it the war that broke him, or was it the lies that did? He had no one to look to. Everywhere he looked, there was only ghosts of his past, and sometimes he wished to forget that. He was dressed comfortably in those threaded sweaters, but even the thick fabric couldn't hide his scars. His voice was clear, but it couldn't even voice the pain he felt deep in his chest. And his mind, oh, how it screamed for relief. For one moment of his past, he just wanted one. Then an ugly side breaks through. A bitter and dark part of him always looks down and is reminded that he carries those moments every day. The scars were from his past. The memories are all from his past. Everyone he knew was in the past. So he walks down the street, not a falter in his steps, and he does it so well no one would even think to look twice. Thank you.
Hey everyone, this is my off-the-page reading. Abraham sees a portal inside of the gravity room located in his home. Getting curious about the portal, he reached his hand out to the vortex. The purple portal pulsated with an energy that was calling out to him. Swirls of amethyst and fuchsia coiled around his hand like a python to its prey. He shook his hand violently to get the energy off of him, but like a mouth to food, the portal swallowed him before he could do so. Now, inside the portal, Abraham is in a space of nothing but pure white. He began floating aimlessly, trying to figure out how to move in the space. He tried to walk in the void, but couldn't. He then floated aimlessly once more until he heard a fight going on within the portal. Every strike, every grunt, and every breath that Abraham heard made him more excited. His muscles began to tense, his eyes widened, and his breathing grew deeper until he screamed, "Full power!" He immediately began to swim in the void, his movements growing faster and faster with each and every stroke. His movements were fast, but fluid like a raging river. He then was teleported to a desert with golden sand as far as the eye could see. He then hears a man scream two words, "Mortal Kombat!"